Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Victoria 2, where we are playing Scandinavia. We are slowly recuperating after the war, and I have to admit, I am kinda surprised, because Russia seems to be actually losing the conflict with Prussia. Yeah, Prussia's armies are stronger and stronger, and yeah, I'm actually, rooting here for Prussia. I would be happy, because if they manage to beat Russians, we might take the advantage of that and attack Scandinavia in a few months, because, well, we'll be okay. Order elections. Yeah, they're really busy now. They're ranking up the war exhaustion. They're allied with Portugal, Finland, and Netherlands. Oh, nice! Our intrepid explorers have mapped out the source of the Nile. We have brought glory and prestige to our nation. 55 prestige, holy crap. That is awesome. And what could we do now? Organize Togo. All provinces were Togo will gain a core. Geofruit. Restore the academia. Conduct census. Yeah, that's 50,000 for free prestige. I'm not entirely sold on that. An economy debated in Port-au-Prince region. Let's go with planned economy there. Okay, we really need to start working on the navies because this is ridiculous. Rosendale cement. Rosendale cement, the general refers to a type of natural cement that was produced in and around Rosendale, New York, from Agrilussos limestone, but is a term that has had different definitions at different times. The fast-settling Rosendale natural cement mortars proved to be more efficient than the mortars based on lime and sand. Because of its reputation, Rosendale cement has also been used as both a trade name and a generic term referring to natural hydraulic cements produced elsewhere. Okay. Intervention in Finland. We have been secretly approached by certain members within the Finnish government, suggesting that Scandinavian intervention to free them from foreign control might be in both our interests. Finland would be free to seek its own destiny, while Scandinavia would gain an ally. The catch, of course, is that the attempt could look like an interference to the rest of the world, and earn us the enmity of Finland's rulers in particular. If we make the attempt, we should learn of the results within a month at the most. Well, we shall make the attempt. I'm honestly curious what that's gonna do, because at this point, I can pretty well imagine this is actually what we've been planning. Though our armies are honestly very weak. National debate trade policy. Let's not get involved in that. Organize the home military spending debated in New Zealand. Let's not change anything there. You guys are okay. You guys are okay. How are the? Yeah, we're doing sort of good. One thing that I want to continue with is increasing the relations with the great powers such as Prussia and France, and probably even the United Kingdom. We can drop it with Russia, but that's no longer a great power, so I don't really mind. Pit mining in Kola. So tell me, what's gonna happen? Are we going to enter the war? That would be cool. Become more in favor of pluralism. And what is this? Alfred Noble and nitroglycerin. Nitroglycerin. This was the technique of producing reliable explosives out of nitrates. This often meant using fertilizers as base materials. And Alfred Berhand Noble was a Swedish chemist, engineer, innovator, and armaments manufacturer. He is the inventor of dynamite, and in his last will he used his enormous fortune to institute the Nobel Prizes. Increase in explosives manufacturing. Okay. The World Fair in London is happening. Finland is free! Our attempt to engineer a coup in Finland was successful, and they are now an independent country as well as a useful ally. It is possible their overlords may attempt to retaliate either against them or against us. We shall have to wait and see what develops. Holy crap! That is awesome! Okay, let's form an alliance with Finland. I had absolutely no idea this would happen. That is incredible. Let's go in favor of pro-military. I was expecting a war there, but now they're our ally. They're no longer at war with anyone, and they're in our sphere. So we might actually eventually, annex them somehow. Is there like a friendly government grants access? Okay. Now we get the chemical wood pulp process. Wood is composed of cellulose fibers that are cemented together with a substance called lignin. To transform wood into pulp, the fibers must be separated either by a mechanical or chemical process. This technology helped to saturate the ever-growing hunger for paper in the 19th century printing industry. The metro. Rapid transit. Didn't we already get this one? The rapid transit began with the opening in 1863 of the Metropolitan Railway, now part of the London Underground. Rapid transit evolved from steam railways during the late 19th century. In 1890, the City and South London Railway in London was the first electric rapid transit railway. The electric railway eventually was merged into London Underground. The technology swiftly spread to other cities in Europe, as in Budapest, Hungary in 1896, and then to the United States. A number of elevated systems were built, starting with the 1893 100% designed electric Liverpool overhead railway, which also had a small underground section complete with stations. The elevated railway in Chicago and New York were converted to electric from steam propulsion. So I think we can now actually go and try to annex Finland soon. Which would be honestly cool, but I'm not sure if... they're our ally now, so we shouldn't be such dicks, and try to immediately hurt them. Let's give them a bit of independence. And as an independent ally, they are valuable to us. I'd be much more interested in war with Russia for the Baltic countries in the first step. Joseph Lister. Joseph Lister was a British surgeon and a pioneer of antiseptic surgery who promoted the idea of sterile surgery while working at the Glasgow Royal Infirmary. Lister successfully introduced carbolic acid to sterilize surgical instruments and to clean wounds, which led to reducing post-operative infections and made surgery safer for patients. There are no gods. So this is awesome. We freed Finland. So happy about that. Okay, you guys can scram. We're starting to raking in money fairly well. Makes me happy. Oh, we still paid our units, and that was unnecessary. The barracks from hell. We cannot allow this to continue. Mummy found. Oh, that's awesome. Our excavation team working in the Valley of the Kings have uncovered a hitherto undiscovered tomb and the mummified remains of an Egyptian high priest of the 19th dynasty. The interior of the tomb is rich in decorations, and the discovery is an enormous success for our Egyptian expedition. Gain 5.5 prestige and some research points. Okay. Oh my god, Russia is really going to fuck this war up. Yeah. They're failing. Citizenship policy. Give them full citizenship. I'm gonna start slowly pushing towards the socialist government. State capitalism, protectionism, secure rights for citizenship. Well, anti-military is not what we would like, but yeah, well, it will have to do. Is that like... oh my crap, there's a lot of them. Pro-military, pacifism. Okay, pro-military. How are you? Okay, you have 2 artillery units, that's the third one. Okay, what kind of units do you have? You have 2 cuirassiers and 4 artillery. These are... okay, cuirassiers need to go north. And the other unit of cuirassiers will have to go north as well. Actually, education in New reached 80%. Conservatives declare victory. Okay, great. But if I merge you, then there's an extra unit of cuirassiers that needs to go north. North! Congress of Poland. Definitely. Add to SAPPHIRE. And we'll need to increase our relations with them. And we need to increase relations with Prussia. There's a lot of reactionaries in Prussia right now. That might turn the war on its head, honestly. And one piece might be best for both sides right now. Or I do think so, honestly. Hey, this is a different conservative party, isn't it? Can we now... hey, we can now subsidize factories. That's good. And we can reopen and close them. So let's get rid of you because we don't really need you. This is iron artillery factory, okay. The fertilizer factory doesn't need to be here. Okay, we'll get rid of these 2. Scandinavian Norg and ammunition. Are you shitting me? This is a level 24 cigar factory. You are a crazy game. I'd like to reopen this one and subsidize it. I have a factory here, a shoe factory, we don't need a canned food factory here. Let's reopen this one too. Get rid of this and this. And this. Okay, we cleaned out the factories. I'm gonna leave it as it is now. To see how we're doing. We're not subsidizing factories, that's good. So that's 7, 2, and 8. I really have a feeling like all of you need to go north. North. Synthetic dye. This incorporated a chemical process that created different types of dye in a synthetic dye. It revolutionized the coloring of fabric and terminated the production of agricultural dye, which became too expensive to produce. Okay. Oh my god. Which reactionaries? There's a crisis going on. What is this? Suwałki. Liberation of Lithuania. Isn't Suwałki... Vychayda was in the north. It's Mazovia. Central Poland. Where the fuck is Suwałki, guys? Ostpreußen, Grodno, Volhynia, Minsk, Central Poland. Ostpreußen, Posen, Upper Silesia. I am super confused where Suwałki is right now. Is that like a region? Okay. No, I'm gonna back up. The crisis in Suwałki failed to enlist international interest. Okay. And, oh, we get chemotherapy. Chemotherapy describes methods of using natural or artificial low molecular substances with selective harming effects on disease-causing agents by blocking metabolism. And what the hell? Oh my god, there's a ton of crises going on. The only one that's working okay is our region, it seems. Everyone else is crazy. So now we have 8, 2, and 3, and there's 3 more. So I have a feeling you guys ought to go north. And by north I mean north-north. Nork-nork. Bork-bork. The point defense system will be ready soon, so that's good. We'll enjoy that. Exploding Stockholm. That would be a great movie, I can honestly say that. I would enjoy a movie called Exploding. Okay, the capitalists being encouraged seems to be a great way how to enjoy this. Yeah, okay, you belong there, and you miss 1 more artillery unit, so I'm gonna get you 1 right now. In Göteborg. Göteborg. What about here? You guys okay? Yeah. You guys okay? Yeah. Yeah, Scandinavian Africa. So all seems really good. We need to start focusing on ships, though. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, those are reactionaries. Well, I was rooting for Prussia, but now I feel like Prussia will not survive for much longer because the reactionaries are gonna turn it on its head. Nor will White Army. The constitutional monarchy. It's interesting. I wonder what they're up to. Can go here. Do we have sufficient? Yeah, supply limit 73. We could actually put you here now. And you guys are okay as well, right? Come on, get in there. Okay, that's 54,000, and yeah, let's expand the forts immediately, because that's something we... Well, that's actually why we started this, so let's get it. There's a number of places where we would need these factories, forts, and we don't have them. It's interesting now that many nations seem to have them already. Because when I check it, all the nations that we annexed, like Denmark and such, well, Denmark doesn't. Okay, Denmark not, but Norway and other regions do. And we'll need to put some in Africa too, especially the ports. So let's work on that. Varey, Benin, Calabar, and we'll also build some here. And we don't have any here. Oh, we don't even have a naval base here. That's interesting. So let's build one. Because that's something we do enjoy having. Okay, more forts? More forts. Good. And then the islands here. Port-au-Prince. Damn, this is gonna be a huge investment, honestly, but I think it's gonna... Oh, we don't have a fort in St. Thomas at all. That is interesting. And then the little places here. Okay, we're building a fort here, so we need to wait. And on the Nicobar Islands, we're building a fort there. Good, so now let's increase the relations with France. And we're gonna look at the technology. I actually said, and I think I'm gonna hold my word, and now we're gonna alternate between industry, culture, army, and navy. So now we're gonna go with navy. That's a cheap one and an easy one.